Hello, my friends of my channel. Today we start new video with director of my school. I love my school because my first steps start with people who working in the school at the school and who studied at the school too. So please a little bit introduce yourself, Alina.
Hi, my name is Alina Nye. I go by Alan. I am the owner and director of English Language Institute here in San Francisco. And, I really love education, and a lot of that comes from me being a student for most of my life. I studied not only in public school, but then I went to university, and then I went to Harvard for my master's degree. And then I studied for a PhD at the University of Virginia. So I was actually in school full-time until I was about 30 years old. And then I started, during that time I was a teacher, and then I continued to work as a teacher after that time, and then finally I decided that I wanted to own my own school. So that's a little bit of my education journey.
My next question. We know you have education at Harvard University, so I think you have your special view about how working your school. Please a little bit, maybe you talk what you view about education in your school, especially you specially view.
So I think education has the power to change the world, and that especially international education, because coming to school every day at ELI, at English Language Institute, is a little bit like a miniature model United Nations or something. We have students from all over the world and from many backgrounds, and they all come and they support each other in studying and improving their lives. And many studies have shown that the thing that improves lives fastest is not only education but English education. That studying English allows people to access more educational opportunities, more jobs, and more income than studying any other topic or any other subject in the world. And so for me, that just means, I have to have an English school, because I'm very passionate that I think everyone should be able to access higher education and a better life. And so I think studying English is the best path to do that.
Thank you so much for your response to me. I have a question about your education, not only main school. After school you have especially classes like art classes. We right now saw art classes. That's new for me. What is specially classes after school?
Yeah. So in addition to our main classes like English as a second language, business English, and TOEFL preparation, we also have what's called elective classes. These are classes that are additional 4 hours of study per week that are optional for students, that they can go to or not go to, but where they get to practice English more and in different kinds of environments with different kinds of topics and meet different students and teachers. This allows them to study things like art or music or current events, things like that, where they can have a lot of fun and still practice their English in an engaging environment.
Interesting. So I remember my time when I studied at this school. We have a lot of elective classes like big party every Thursday. It was before coronavirus epidemic. So I have a question. This time, like similar time before pandemic?
So we have fewer parties inside the school these days, but we still have parties, but we go outside. And we go upstairs to my other business, Plant Connection SF, which has a venue, which is outside. There is a patio space, and so we have parties up there sometimes. And then Twice per summer, we go to Baker Beach for a really big barbecue party on Baker Beach. And we still have a lot of fun with our elective classes and in the school, but we do go outside for our big parties these days.
That's amazing. Thank you. And question about you. I know I'm official agent of this school. I know a lot of situation when my client need help from this school. For example, one guy who want to go from tourist visa to student visa has a lot of problems, but LA schools helped. It was not my client, it was my friend who studied with me from Uzbekistan.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we provide change of status services for our students, and that is something that we can help advise and help students obtain the F1 visa, whether it is from outside the U.S. through an embassy or from inside the U.S., changing from, for example, a tourist status or a work visa to a student visa, so that they can study while staying inside the U.S. So yeah, we have our administrative staff are all trained in visa services as far as the F1 visa goes and changing from other visa statuses to the F1 visa. Our admissions counselor, Sylvia, is usually the person who assists people through that process these days, and she's really wonderful and knowledgeable, and we have had many students successfully change their visas to F1 to study with us here in the US.
I have little bit exact question about Cervis. One client paid Cervis for go to American embassy in Uzbekistan, but this guy thinking about after Uzbekistan, if not apply this visa, maybe going to Arabian countries, I mean Dubai, and use this service again. But line to go to Arabian country to embassy, it's like almost 1 year. So service will be more delayed
Yeah.
for this guy or not?
Yeah. So once a student pays the I-901 Cervis fee to apply for the F1 visa, it is a mandatory fee to the U.S. government. That is not to our school, it's to the U.S. government. And so that is for the visa processing at an embassy or for the, if you are not able to, I think the Cervis fee is valid for 90 days, I believe, 3 months, I would need to check. But what you can do is defer your I-20 start date to a later date and then transfer your Cervis fee to your new date, to your new I-20 if you need to, or you can just defer the I-20. So you can defer the I-901 Cervis fee. I think up to 1 year maximum.
Okay, and another question, very exact question. If family want to go to LA school to study, I mean only husband want to study in LA, and this guy want to invite wife for visa F2. It will be able for this family?
Absolutely. So any F1 visa status student, when they go to the embassy, if they have dependents that they want to travel with them and to come with them to the United States, they need to apply for those dependents to have an F2 at the same time. And they all need to go to the embassy to get their visas together. And so the F1 is the main visa holder, and they are the person who is required by law to study full-time at a school in the United States, whatever school provides your I-20s. And then the dependents are able to travel with them and stay with them in the United States and are not required to study. And so that might be a spouse, and that might be a child. And so spouses and children are allowed to study, are allowed to travel with their F1. And so that's totally fine.
If a husband already studying at school but want to invite wife a little bit later, it will be able to?
So at that time, they would need to apply for F2s from the embassy and go through that process. That is beyond our control. It is up to the U.S. Embassy. It is possible. It is not guaranteed.
Some people thinking, California, very big state, a lot of school everywhere, like Los Angeles, San Diego. Why people should be pick you school in San Francisco?
Yeah, well, my school is located in San Francisco because, frankly, I think San Francisco is the best city in the United States. The reasons are because we are a very international city. We have residents from all over the world here. And second, we are close to Silicon Valley. We are actually part of Silicon Valley, which is the heart of innovation and where most of the technology of the world has been born. And so to relate to that and to help students understand more about that, we have a Business English for Entrepreneurs class. In fact, about 20% of successful startups are started by immigrants, and about 20% of those started as F1 students. And so a lot of people began their journey as an entrepreneur, as a business owner in the United States by being an F1 student at a language school. And so we really want to show that. And besides that, San Francisco is a city known for its beauty and freedom, and we're surrounded by the ocean and the bay with water. And so it's really, as far as weather and beauty and opportunity and freedom, I really think San Francisco is the best place to study.
Alina, if we're talking about your school, if we're talking about pick your school, you have a specific requirement for go to your school. Need pay 3 months for education if you want to go to LI school. Why so specific requirement?
So our minimum requirement for an I-20 is 8 weeks, not 3 months. So it's 8 weeks, 2 months. Because we provide an I-20, which allows someone to get an F1 visa from the embassy, if that's how they choose to study, then the minimum requirement for that is an 8-week. And then the U.S. government has minimum requirements for financial support for that, for what it will cost to live and study in the United States. Students can also come on a tourist visa if they have a short period of study for less than 6 months, and they don't need an F1 visa or in that case. So it is really up to the student and how long they want to study. However, if they do want to transfer from our school to a college or university in the U.S., they will need to have that F1 visa.
Can we pay it for only 2 months?
Yes, it is possible. The minimum I-20 length is for 2 months. Yes, 8 weeks.
Thank you so much for this response. So I know your school have business class and online classes. Mm-hmm. That is very necessary for pandemic time. I know about business class. Business class has good teacher and good education. Exact for Silicon Valley, for this place, San Francisco. That's true?
Yes, so right now our Business English for Entrepreneurs class is taught by our teacher Guillermo Campos, and he's really wonderful. He has been teaching for over 12 years and has taught business English not only here in San Francisco, but also in Japan and many other places around the world. And so he's very knowledgeable about American business practices, entrepreneurship, and all the topics of both cultural and business in starting your own business or in working at a business that is international or in the U.S. So yeah, he's very knowledgeable and a very wonderful, experienced teacher.
What about online class?
Online classes right now, we do still have online classes and we will continue to have online classes. Right now we have a daytime online class and an evening online class. For now, those are for higher level students who have already reached the upper intermediate or above level.
So this is classes only for student who has advances?
For upper intermediate to lower advanced, upper advanced, and academic advanced, yes, that is correct. If you are below upper intermediate, then we recommend that you study in person. In-person classes, students tend to make progress much more quickly, and then if they would like to transfer to an online class later, that is possible.
That's amazing because from my country, I can go to online classes too?
Yes, so you can attend online classes from any international location. Sometimes there is a bit of a time difference and that can be challenging, but we do have 2 schedules online that students may join. However, if you get an F1 and come to the US right now, the US government does require you to study in person. But you are welcome to study online with a tourist visa, or you are welcome to study online from your own country.
I notice about, you're right, this is school, very international school. I notice about a lot of people who talk in Russian in this school. Maybe you little bit say about these people.
Yeah, so, we have students from about 38 different countries represented at ELI, and we're very proud of that. And we have students who are from, for example, Ukraine, from Kazakhstan, from Uzbekistan, and from Russia, as well as many other countries in South America, Asia, Europe, and so the one thing that all of our students have in common is that they want to learn English and improve their lives, and that makes, I think everyone here has a bond in that, and they all want peace and peaceful situations to learn and improve their lives. And so we find that in our school, the students are really wonderful and kind to each other, and we really appreciate that environment.
So this is not a situation like fight between Ukrainian and Russian people at your school?
We have never had that. We do a lot to support our students and let them know that if they have any issues or struggles, they can come to us. And in fact, most students who come here, many of them are fleeing situations of conflict in their own country. And what they have in common is they don't want to be in conflict. They want to be somewhere peaceful. And we try to create a peaceful, safe environment for everyone to be able to improve.
Thank you so much, Alina. This is conversation very amazing, very necessary, very useful for my client and for people who subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Zhanar.